how she's doing and she'd lie and say I'm fine. Ask her how she's doing and she'd lie. Ask her how she's doing. Ask me how I'm doing.
All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, I'll run my gun.
Welcome back. I know I took a bit of a hiatus. I was waiting to be officially accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, so you may see ads on videos that weren't there before, so I do apologize for the breaks in content. Just think of it like really bad cable, lol. I do want to thank everyone who supported my channel and allowed me to hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. I'm still absolutely blown away at how quickly it happened, and I'm extremely grateful for those of you that continue to show your support. Without further ado, get your baby wipes and your bibs. It's a mess, so let's get into it.
Are asking what are my plans on keeping on track with like the weight loss while I am healing. So it's been a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. During this time I have had the most anxiety I've had in a long time, because it's a mind game, because mentally I'm just like, damn, this is completely backtracking everything that I've been working so hard for, and I am full of anxiety, just riddled with anxiety. I have had breakdowns. I have been bored. I have felt like, wow, what's the point? I have my food addiction, my binge eating just has been super prominent. Today is actually my Ozempic injection that I'm gonna do after this clip, or after this video. Still on 0.50, so we're gonna do that and see if that helps. But I don't know, like in the last few days, like I've just been so hungry. Like it has been like emotionally, it has been physically, it's been hard. Obviously
it's almost like everyone already predicted this. She was gonna use this injury as an excuse to herself and her audience to binge until she heals. Also, I love how she said the injury is backtracking her progress. Like a sprained ankle isn't going to make you magically gain weight. She already previously admitted that she wasn't walking or getting as much exercise as she should have been, so I'm not sure how this injury would have passively impacted any of her weight loss. What she obviously means by this is that because she has done no meaningful reflection on why she eats the way she does, because being 500 pounds is absolutely not normal and indicates an unhealthy relationship with food, and instead opted for a bunch of quick fixes like random diet challenges and Ozempic, she is now bedbound and alone with herself and whatever thoughts or feelings make her eat as much as she does. This, coupled with her complete lack of self-reflection and control, gave her the perfect excuse to binge continually. This would have been the perfect time for her wonderful support system Wipey to implement a healthy eating plan for her, since she's most likely the one getting Amberlynn all of her food. What is she gonna do if you say no to her binge urges? Get up and get it herself? Doubt it. If she orders delivery, just don't bring it to her. Either her foot will miraculously heal faster than expected so she can get all of her junk food cravings herself, or she'll lose weight. Also, how is Amberlynn getting this food when Wipey is at work if she's supposedly so injured she can only walk from her bed to the bathroom? I'm almost positive she's waddling to the door and wheezing into the peephole waiting for the delivery man to drop off her 2 Diet Dr. Peppers, and nothing else.
I don't really have an answer for this, because right now I'm just kind of struggling. I like feel hardcore guilty about it. I haven't weighed myself because I physically can't even step on the scale, because my scale is pretty platformed, and it kind of wibble wobbles, so I do not trust myself to step on that currently. Plus,
and she knows that she's literally gained all of the weight she lost back plus some and doesn't want to admit it. I don't doubt it would probably be painful to step on the scale for all of 5 seconds, but considering she likely stands for longer in order to be binging while Wipey is away at her job, because how else would she be getting the food, I'm sure part of her also just doesn't want to know how much she weighs because she knows she's gained.
Yeah, I noticed that I'm able to fall asleep quicker, if you will, on normal days when I'm up doing my life, doing my daily life, and then I physically go into my bed to go to sleep. My brain is able to process, okay, well this is where you sleep. But currently it's like, okay, this is where you are all the time. So yeah, I just noticed my sleeping's a little bit worse. Like I go to bed later, I wake up later, and I kind of low-key hate it. I still am trying to take melatonin, which
I'm really failing to understand how her being confined to her house is literally any different than her day-to-day life. In most of the vlogs and what I eat in a day videos she's posted before she sprained her ankle, she literally just eats, watches TV with wipey, declutters whatever random item she's been hoarding, does some scratch art, sits in her office and eats some more, and that's it? Like yeah, her and wipey will make the occasional trip to the drive-thru or walk around a department store and touch everything, but then she'll get her camera out and complain about her car anxiety and swelling lymphedema as a result of whatever half an hour to an hour long outing she just went on. It just doesn't seem like she's really missing out on much. It's not like she was super active, played sports or exercised daily, or had a hobby that required her to be mobile. Pretty much everything she does in a day can be done from her bed, or she can use her cane to get to her office and do it there. That would not only solve her sleep problem by keeping her out of her bed all day, but it would encourage her leg to heal faster by getting used to putting her weight on it again.
Has this injury given you more motivation to lose the weight? It has made me realize more than anything that people my size, like, you're screwed if something like this happens, because they don't have casts that are gonna fit someone with my type of lymphedema. You know, you don't have the body strength to use crutches. This has completely it's kind of, in a way, it feels like a version of what could be said as a rock bottom. I'm just finding that my rational side, which is Amberlynn, you have reached a point where it's like, okay, if cancer wasn't it, is this it? Like, are you gonna lose the weight quicker now? Like, I've lost 100 pounds in a year, so we need to like celebrate that, but I just feel like we're kind of not. We're kind of skipping over the fact that I have lost a large chunk of weight. I have lost one.
First of all, her type of lymphedema is just an extreme case of lymphedema caused by her morbid obesity, putting way too much pressure on the lymph nodes in her leg. There are only two categories of lymphedema, primary and secondary. Primary lymphedema is extremely rare and caused by a genetic mutation that affects only 1 in 100,000 individuals. Secondary lymphedema, Amberlynn's kind, is caused by damage to the lymphatic system from a variety of possible factors like obesity or infection. In Amberlynn's case, it was most likely obesity coupled with a lack of hygiene that impaired her lymph nodes' ability to drain fluid properly. Doctors do not regularly carry equipment to cater to people her size because it is absolutely not common to be 500 pounds, so it would be an unnecessary expense to stock the hospital with a bunch of bariatric equipment instead of just ordering it in if it's deemed necessary, which obviously in her case it was not. Next, if cancer wasn't enough to get her to lose weight, and she has now been practically bedbound by a minor ankle injury and has only continued to binge and gain weight because it's scary and hard, I think it's safe to say that no, she will not be making any significant changes to her life or weight and will just use this injury as an excuse to continue to gain more and more weight like every other inconvenience that happens to her on her channel. And no, nobody is glossing over the fact that Amberlynn lost 100 pounds in a year, even though she absolutely didn't, and it's been proven over and over again that the starting weight she used was well over a year old. It's the fact that she's lost 100 pounds and is still 500 pounds. She has gained hundreds of pounds since her channel started, and I find it funny that she never addresses her true starting weight but is fine using old weigh-ins to push some arbitrary weight loss storyline that she miraculously dropped 100 pounds when she literally tried to lose 14 pounds and actually went on a 10-day binge and failed before she even reached the weight loss goal.
There's my rational side versus my mentally ill side, if you will, my eating disorder side, where it's just like all I can think about is food. I just want food because I'm bored and I'm sad and I need something to make me feel better. So it's like I have these two sides that are currently fighting just back and forth with each other, and sometimes this side wins and sometimes this side wins. It kind of feels like the angel and the devil on your shoulder type deal, and I hate it. But this has made me realize more than ever, honestly, like, girl, like, oh, is Twinkie.
If she can literally see that she has reached a point that she is too big for most medical equipment and she runs the risk of losing her mobility from an absolutely minor injury, and she claims to have so much anxiety and be so scared about it, yet continues to binge, it's obvious she's never going to change. Realistically, if she doesn't change, I don't know if she can survive another rock-bottom wake-up call like this. She's lucky this time it was a minor ankle injury, but what happens when we get into the serious stuff like heart and liver problems, kidney issues, etc.? If cancer wasn't enough to get her to prioritize her health, and now this injury has just become another reason for her to binge, she's just slowly killing herself at this point. And where is YP's great support now? Where's the amazing partner that would have forced you to prioritize your health? She's sitting on the sidelines, watching you rot in your bed while you eat yourself to death. Some support system she is.
What I'm trying to say is, this is making me want to lose weight more than ever, because if something like this ever happens again, I want to be able to help myself a little bit more, because right now I just feel like I kind of can't. Like, I'm doing the best that I can, honestly, but sometimes the best that you can isn't always the best that you need. Does that make sense?
This injury makes you want to lose weight more than ever, yet you just admitted that you've been binging? And binging with Amberlynn isn't just a cheat day here and there. We've seen her consume tens of thousands of calories on a bad day, and that was while she was mobile. So how is she eating when she's confining herself to her bed all day and eating because she's sad and bored? She absolutely could have used this opportunity to be stricter on herself. She can't immediately get up and raid the fridge, freezer, or pantry every time she gets hungry, so she can use that reflection period to evaluate if she's really hungry or eating because she can or she wants to. She can ask YP to prep her healthy meals and undownload her delivery apps. She has 100 different options, but she always goes with the easiest one, and that's giving in.
Really weird. So a lot of people are confused about how I got up myself, and I just want to say, like, I understand that I'm high, super morbidly obese, but I can go on the floor and get up off the floor myself. While in pain like that though, I honestly think it was just adrenaline, and yes, it did hurt when I first fell, obviously, but it did not like hurt until the next day. Like, I was able to limp on it to the best of my ability to get home. Like, the minute I fell and I heard the noise that my ankle made and I saw how my foot just did not want to cooperate fully, I immediately texted my girlfriend. I might have been a little dramatic, but I was like, oh my God, I think I broke my ankle. I hate my life. Like, I was super scared. And she was like, where are you? You know? And then immediately after she said, where are you? I actually FaceTimed her. It was a 9-second thing. And I told her where I was. I didn't make it that far from my apartment, so I was like still super close to my apartment. And I just immediately told her where I was, and I said, I'm about to stand up. And she was like, no, wait till I get there. But I'm just like, no. So I ended up hanging up. Like, the call was like not even 10 seconds. I ended up hanging up and I just got up myself.
No, Amberlynn, nobody is saying that you couldn't get up because you're super morbidly obese. We're saying that if the injury was as severe as you were describing it, dangling ankle, multiple torn ligaments, complete loss of mobility, there's no way you would have been able to get up and waddle all the way back to your apartment while putting 500 pounds of pressure on your leg, adrenaline or not. So either you exaggerated your injury, or you didn't want to admit that you couldn't move and had to sit there and wait for YP to arrive with help.
Wasn't I think I explained it weird. I don't know why I did that. I consider like a sidewalk to be a curb in a way. I don't know. I just explained it weird. But I was walking on the sidewalk, obviously, and I was vlogging. You guys saw in the clip, and you'll see in this photo that there's like this grass right next to the sidewalk. My foot landed half on the sidewalk and the other half of my foot landed like in between the concrete of the sidewalk and the...
And who goes back and photographs exactly where they fell like some sort of crime scene? Like, I've fallen plenty of times and I never felt the urge to photograph exactly where I fell. Even if YP wanted to know where she fell, she could have just described the general area when she had fallen. I'm not sure what kind of supportive partner asks their significant other who has just had a traumatic fall to put additional strain on themselves to take you to the exact spot they fell over. And even if YP did ask Amberlynn to take her to where she fell, which is incredibly odd, in my opinion she only took the picture to show her haters that anyone could have fallen over like I did. There was a divot to keep up with her skinny people fall too storyline. There's only so much mess I can take in one video. We will finish the rest of this Q&A, as well as cover the I'm done video she recently posted, in my next video. As always, share your thoughts and theories down below. I hope you enjoyed this video.